Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog CD. And it's finale time, which means it's Metallic Madness time. I said in the last part, but it's really strange already being at the end. I suppose about 20 minutes apart, as well as sitting on the footage for about 3 months will kind of do that, but you know, we're at the end of the game. There's not really a whole lot else. And by a whole lot else, I mean, in terms of talking about, I mean, Metallic Madness is sort of just green scrap ring zone. There's some more unique traps compared to bottomless pits and crushers, and I mean there are crushers here, but there's also those little spikes that change from top to bottom. I do like those little traps. They're at least unique. Really, I think Metallic Madness Zone 1 is sort of a prelude to the entire act of stuff. I think the real meat and potatoes here is Act 2, which we're gonna see in a little bit. Act 2 for Metallic Madness is sort of a maze of sorts, and you'll see why once we get there. But first and foremost, the first thing I do here is I go into the future. That at least alleviates some of the difficulty, and it's stupidly easy there. Just grab the sign and then just spin on that. Spin on the circle conveyor belt. So with the futures, there's the good and bad future. The bad futures are always decayed and just really run down and whatnot. You know, I can understand the other areas of Sonic CD being run down and just looking like absolute dog shit, since Eggman's kind of had the run of the place and he's just let it go. But Metallic Madness is supposed to be his home base. Like, how shit of a dictator do you have to be to let your own base of operations go all like rusty and just dog shit like that? It's a minor nitpick, and it's one that doesn't really detract from the game itself, but it's just something that I was thinking about earlier today. But yeah, that bad nick we just saw, it was in Sonic 1. I can't remember if it was that size originally, but it can be a bit of a pain in the ass dealing with it. And also, this is what I mean by a maze, where you have to select the direction you have to go down in those pipes. And also dealing with the exploding robots, as well as one other gimmick, which we'll get to in probably a few minutes, as well as dealing with those crushers. I don't know why I went down this dead end. There's another thing with the game where the time period will determine the level layout, which is probably why you'll see, and I didn't point them out earlier, you'll see rings in the level themselves, and where you can't access them. You can only get them if you're in a specific time period or whatnot. And this is just an example of dickish enemy placement. Like, I don't know why they just decided to drop that one there. And now for our gimmick. This next section you have to, well, you're forced to step into the laser, but it shrinks Sonic down. And he's all little tiny and whatnot. This section is a bit of a pain in the ass trying to get on the platform. But yeah, in terms of what's next after this? I probably will put this in a post on the channel itself. But the next playthrough is fully recorded. There's a few title cards I want to get done before. But other than that, it's all done. I just have to do voiceover for them. But that's basically it. And why did I do that? That's sort of the funny thing about post-commentary, is that you just sort of watch your footage back and you just think, man, what the hell was I doing? But you know, I think that this has been rather actually sitting down and commentating over the footage has been it's a rather unique thing, really. Sort of sitting down and trying to fumble your way to forming a coherent sentence of various topics while talking over gameplay footage. Speaking of footage, so Metallic Madness Zone 3, this opening bit is really annoying because I think this is the only bottomless pit in the game. And you'll see what I mean by it being a pain in the ass. Not this segment here, but that is pretty dickish. It's the segment getting to the hallway leading to the final boss. So yeah, we're on top of the bottomless pit here, and we've got the spinning boards, and on top of that, the only way through is past a crusher. As I said before, stupidly dickish. And I am going to die here, but I almost get through. Yeah. Almost, but that didn't really count. When it comes to Metallic Madness's Good Future theme, it's a weird case with me, where, as I said before when I was talking about the Japanese and US soundtracks, where I like both of them, and I find it difficult in some cases to choose a favorite track between them. I don't dislike Japanese Good Future for Metallic Madness, but for some reason, it seems to loop much better in-game with the US version. And I don't know if that's just some sort of fun thing with the re-release, because on the Sega CD, they did not loop. What they said would do is they would fade out, and then they would start back up. Some of the songs in the soundtrack were given new versions, or I should say, new segments of the song, so that they could then loop. And Metallic Madness Good Future US doesn't really have that, but it does loop a lot better than the Japanese version. It's, again, very, very minor nitpick, or minor issue, I should say. I mean, nitpick and issue are the same thing. Anyway, this final boss kind of blows up. Like, you can just abuse your invincibility frames after getting hit to just cheese it. It's not a very challenging final boss. You just gotta hit Eggman 4 times, and each time, one of his propellers are gonna come off. So you just gotta wait it out to then hit him, and that's really it. There is something really, really weird, and I did point this out before, that there's some weird irony that every boss in this game is easy, except for Metal Sonic. I'm not sure what exactly Sonic Team was thinking, but it is kind of weird. So with just one more hit, and that is going to do it. I suppose now is a good time than any to talk about the opening and ending songs. So, obviously, for the US release, we got Sonic Boom, which has its own unique opening and ending version. For the Japanese version, we got You Can Do Anything for the opening, and for the ending, we got Cosmic Eternity, Believe in Yourself, which is just a beautiful song. Like, I know I'm talking over it right now, but it's just a damn beautiful song. Talking about how extraordinary things can happen if you believe in yourself. You have to have some faith in yourself if you want respect from your friends. At least, I think that's the official lyric. I don't believe the official lyrics were ever posted. There is, what are purported to be official lyrics on the Sonic Wiki. I can double check. I think it's either the Sonic Wiki or God, what was the name of that website? God damn it, I can't remember it. It's funny because I was just on it like a few days ago, like looking stuff up for CD. But that's gonna do it for Sonic CD. Again, I don't think one issue that I was talking about is, will my enjoyment of the game come through my commentary? And I just really love this game. You know, despite all of the nitpicks and issues and whatnot, I just really love this game. I really do. I go back to it more often than I do any of the other 2D games, but you know, there's just something about this game. There's just something about CD that I just really, really enjoy. So with that being said, I'm gonna let the rest of the ending play out, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.